1. Sam was a pretty angry manager who came out to talk to the press. What's he been saying to you in the dressing room?
What happens in the dressing rooms obviously is kept between us in the dressing rooms, but as you could probably tell, he wasn't too happy.
Do you think that's fair?
Yeah, of course it's fair. That's we've gone 1-0 up again and we've lost, so he's got every right to go mad at us, and the goals were a bit naive on our point, so every right to be upset with us.
And it's a recurring pattern, isn't it, unfortunately? You go in front, you're playing well, and then goals seem to come a little bit in clutches against you.
Yeah, I don't know how many times it's happened this season now. We've conceded, and then even minutes later we've conceded again, and it's just not good enough.
Can you put your finger on why it's happening?
If we could put our finger on it, I suspect that it wouldn't be happening anymore. So that's something we need to find out, and obviously it's way too late now to sort it out. It's got to be sorted for the start of next season.
And is it all the more frustrating as a professional that you are getting yourself into winning positions and then not? If you were losing each week and you're losing 1-2-0 each week and you weren't really in the game, it's the fact you've got yourself into winning positions and then not being able to handle it, does that make it worse?
I don't know if it makes it worse. It's good because we're getting into the positions where we're going in a lead. We just need to get together and stand up to what they're gonna throw at us, and that's the problem. We haven't stood up and took charge of games when we should have.
Sometimes if that happens, you might look at a team and say, well, perhaps they're a little bit inexperienced, but the team you're playing is a pretty experienced team in terms of football league games. A number of you have played 100+ league games. Yeah,
but then there's obviously you've got our goalkeeper is quite experienced. Our right back Mitch, he's not experienced at all. Michael, he's not very experienced at all. Then you've got Troy, obviously he's got a few games under his belt, and Sido's his experience as well. So it's a bit mixed at the back, and in midfield, I suppose we've got Jermaine, me, Matty, and we've got Nobby. David Noble. He's played a few games as well. So I suppose in the middle of the park and up top we was quite experienced. Billy's obviously he's just starting out. He's 19, is he? So he obviously hasn't got as many games, but we've got a mixed bunch, and obviously it just hasn't been working for us.
And that must be frustrating because of the times. There have been times this season, including in the first half today, when you've watched Cheltenham and thought, this is at very least a playoff team.
Yeah, because we've took the leads in I don't know how many games it is. I remember saying this in an interview I've done in the past, and we just haven't been able to hold it. So if we would have held a lot of them positions, we'd have been right up in the mix of it. But that's been the problem this season.
And I know the obvious answer to say if you knew about it, you'd be putting it right. But 31 points that you've thrown away from being in leading positions is an awful lot, isn't it, over the course of the season?
Yeah, of course it is. That's why the teams up there, they go 1-0 in front. They don't get beat. They don't come back from behind other teams and beat them, and that's why they're up there. So that's a big learning curve for the Cheltenham Town this season.
At a personal level, so five games to go, and then clearly your contract's up in the summer. Any negotiations started about your future here?
No, there's been no talks, and obviously it's coming closer and closer to the end of the season. So